What we have here today is the ever-popular Volkswagen Golf 1.4 litres. Now it looks very good, but can it drive just as good? One way to find out. Are you ready, man?
Let's drive this thing. Alright, so we are in the Volkswagen Golf 1.4 Highline, and Julian's behind the wheel, and really, I'm a big fan of the Volkswagen Golf.
Likewise.
Yeah?
Likewise.
You are also?
I am a bloody big fan of the Golf. I mean, we have driven so many different cars, and this car just is a sound reminder of just what a car should be, and it's also a reminder of just how comfortable it really is. This is the kind of car that you really need.
Yes.
Right?
Incredibly comfortable. It's full of features.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Full of features. It's really the hatchback that you ever all the hatchback that you need. That's another Golf. That's a GTI actually driving it.
Oh, really? Where?
Yeah, I just drove past. Anyway, here's why it is great. First of all, right in front.
sour note, because we cannot afford GTI, we just... Okay, but yeah.
So here's why it is great. Okay, this is the Highline version. It is very high spec. We got the 12.3-inch active info display right in front of Julian right here. So legible, so easy to read.
Yeah, it looks complex. It looks like it's very difficult to navigate, but because of the buttons and all the controls on the steering wheel, the multifunctional steering wheel, right? All this, it's actually very easy to navigate around this active info display screen.
Yes, that's right. Elsewhere, you have soft touch materials. Then you come to this area over here, fitted in gloss black, is the beautiful Discovery Pro.
It's 9.2, right?
9.2 inch, 9.2.
No, but I tell you what's cool. What's really cool is when you put your finger around it, there's a sensor that comes up. You see that?
Yeah,
all the buttons actually appear. So
yeah.
But there's only one thing I don't like about it, which is it leaves a lot of fingerprints on the screen.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It removes a couple of buttons, like volume. We have to tap a couple of times.
Yeah, but okay lah. I mean, I can adjust all this with the steering wheel buttons and stuff. But I think what's really cool about the whole car is it actually feels a lot more expensive than it really costs. How much does it cost now, this Highline?
I think it's 120,000 for this, right?
115 or 119?
115, I think.
150. So okay lah, it's thereabouts lah. Okay,
Yeah.
It's over 110,000. I mean, there are other options that you can get, but however, at that price, I mean, you're getting so much money. You're getting so much car for the money you're paying, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. And I mean, this screen, it comes with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, MirrorLink. It has preloaded GPS maps. It has everything. Really, it is all you ever need, and it's not complicated to use. It's so easy to use.
It is. It is very straightforward. But I tell you what, it's missing. This car, ventilated seats.
Yes.
Right? I mean, like,
Ventilated
even
seats.
Kia has it.
Yeah.
Right? So the least you can do is have ventilated seats. At least. But that's it. I mean, there's auto hold. I mean, electric park brake button with auto hold and stuff. And I actually asked several people before, and apparently auto hold makes them feel like the car is a premium car.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Just from that button alone.
Just from that button
Just
alone.
from that.
It makes people feel like, oh, it's actually a premium car. It's not a handbrake, it's not a foot brake. It's so it makes it feel a lot more premium than it actually genuinely is.
Exactly. But still, a very comfortable car. The seats, although not ventilated, are very comfortable also.
Yes. Another complaint that I have. I mean, I'm just trying to find fault with the car. Really, but
I really like this car. So
yeah, I'm trying to find fault with the car.
job.
I mean, like, okay, so despite it being a Highline, which is currently the top of the line variant, it doesn't have electric seats, not even the driver's side.
Oh,
it's
you don't have electric seats over there?
Manual, it's all manual.
Oh, okay.
It's actually manual.
Yeah, in 2020 you should, something like that.
In 2020.
Yeah.
In 2025 it should be automatic sit-in just, but it's true. I mean, cars of today should actually have all these as a basic, these are fundamental necessities, I feel.
Yes, that's right. And speaking of features, necessities and all that, everything is in the right place. Air conditioning, your gear lever, actual gear lever, which I really like. Everything is. You could drive this car blindfolded. You could turn on. I probably can drive this from home to work blindfolded.
Because yeah, it's all there, like, it's all there. You'll get into an accident, but yeah, it's all there, like, it's all there, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But still, you know what's special about this car? You could be a student, a university student. You could be a working adult. You could be you could be anybody. You could be a father. You could be a son. You could be a CEO. You could be a writer. You could be an editor. This car actually suits you.
Yeah.
This car is for everybody.
Yes, you would
right?
fit right in.
Exactly. It doesn't make you feel like, oh, I'm driving my dad's car. No, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you know how you do a parallel park at some Maxwell, and then everybody is looking at you. Then they'll just go like, this guy driving father's car. But it's not. This car is a car for everyone.
Yeah.
You're not gonna look out of place in a Golf.
It is. Yeah.
And that's what I really, really like about the car.
Yes. So, practicality, the Golf has a lot of it. You got big cubby holders, you got space to put your phone, more cup holders.
Yeah.
And at the back, when you go to the back, there's so much space. Shaz is enjoying the ride.
And he's
in
in the center seat.
He's in the center seat. He's doing so. You're comfortable, right? It's good stuff. A lot of space for the whole family. And that's not all. It has a very reasonably sized.
Yeah, no, I was just checking the transmission tunnel. I think there's an advantage of being a front wheel driven car. I mean, it's not high up. So I mean, you can actually fit 3 at the back with ease.
Yeah, it is. That's a main complaint. I don't know why car makers are making the center seat so uncomfortable. The Audi has this problem always.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not all. We have a reasonably sized boot at about 400 liters.
Well, close to 400, about 380, 400, 400. Yeah. In its classes, it's definitely competitive in its class. This car, in terms of boot space, and it's a lot deeper than you think it is. So you can actually load a lot of stuff at the back.
Yes, that's right. And if you need to, you can fold one seat down, all seats down. And very customizable in luggage.
Yeah. No, but here's my complaint, right? I mean, like, in terms of cubby holes and stuff, I mean, yeah, you have a lot of stuff. You can put a lot of barang here, and all that kind of stuff, as we are. But I don't understand why, it being a Highline, which is currently the top of the line variant, right? It doesn't come with wireless charging.
Yes,
right?
Yes, that is something, yeah. I mean,
I wonder if it's
2020.
I wonder if 2020 sort of, I wonder if it's actually a cost thing. Is it very expensive to load up a wireless? I mean, you sort of start to question this kind of stuff because car makers like Hyundai, Kia, they are actually having it as standard, you see.
Exactly.
So I would think that they should actually consider this. But then again, I mean, if they'll listen to me, I wouldn't be an editor. Right? So, and now that we are on the highway, it's very easy to get up to speed. I mean, overtaking is not a problem. It feels very comfortable. It feels very easy. It's just accelerate, brake. It's very straightforward.
Exactly, yeah. In this transmission, so quick. Volkswagen is the best when it comes to the DSG transmission.
Yep. Dual clutch, 7-speed transmission. This car puts out how many horses again?
About 121, 122. About
120 horses.
Yeah.
How much Newton meters again?
I know it's 200 though. The top
200?
is 200. Yeah.
Right.
So this car is a Cat A, category A COE car because it's below 130 horsepower.
Yep.
But
that's a good point. It doesn't feel like it. No, I'm asking you because I remembered the figures, but the only thing is that it feels a lot more than it. For some reason, I kept thinking that the top was 450, but it isn't. It's 200. Yeah, because it feels so much more urgent than it actually is.
Yes.
On paper, at least.
Yeah. Not 450 levels to me. It feels like about close to 300 to me. And
no, it's very cool. I mean, behind the wheel, when you accelerate, it just goes. It surges past. It feels like the power comes in even before the turbo kicks in, before the spool builds up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And people, I mean, other cars, dual clutch transmissions, but when you floor it, the gearbox like, what you want to do, man?
Yeah, it feels like it's all packed back to back. So when you're in gear 1, gear 2 is prepared to sink in. When you're in gear 2, gear 3 prepares to sink in. So it feels very urgent. Yeah. And I really, here's the question, right? The GTI is what, about 160,000? This is about 120-ish. Oh no, slightly over 100,000. So why would you need a GTI when this actually suffices, right?
I would need a GTI though.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is quite pricey. I mean, GTI 160,000. I mean, this car 1.4 liter. Road tax is cheaper. Yeah. It's more affordable.
Yes.
I just wouldn't get in this color, lah.
So in the Highline also, it comes with this very big sunroof.
Right.
Very nice. You can tilt it, you can fully open it, and get this. What I really like about it is that if you close this, you get this sort of perforated screen.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to you.
Yeah, it
but
doesn't.
if you just want air to come in, some ventilation to come in, you can tilt the sunroof or open it completely, and this will still be there.
Oh, so
you can get air without
okay, that makes sense. Rather than the whole thing being covered
exactly.
up.
It's
No,
so
but
thoughtful.
what I always thought was, I mean, the best part about having sunroof is that, you know, on a hot day when you park open air car park, what I do is, for my own car, I have to wind down the windows. But if I had a sunroof, I would just open the sunroof because hot air rises, right? So
exactly.
it's a lot easier. The car cools down a lot faster.
Yes, and Volkswagen knows that too. So if you're walking to your car, you can press and hold the unlock button, and it will bring the windows down.
Oh, really?
The sunroof, it will tilt the sunroof. So Volkswagen knows your issues that you face. So he has a solution.
If Volkswagen knows the issue that I face, they would have ventilated seats, man.
Yeah.
Well, that too, lah.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
fair enough. Alright, now that I'm thoroughly enjoying the car, tell you what, why don't we stop somewhere and then you get behind the wheel and then you tell me exactly how it feels.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
You're having a bit too much fun.
Yeah. Hey, so how does it feel when behind the wheel?
It feels really good, man.
Yeah.
I love the big windows. It's so easy to see out of.
Yeah.
You know, and the steering wheel is so nice and light. The throttle is also very responsive. And
it feels a lot more than it states, right, in the spec sheet,
it feels a lot more. And I think you know the numbers, right?
Yeah. It's this 1.4 litre Golf produces some 123 brake horsepower with 200 Newton meters of torque. It gets from 0 to 100 in just 9.1 seconds, and before it reaches to a top speed of slightly over 200 kilometers per hour. But I think, as always, a 1.4 litre, in the spec sheet, it actually states that it does some 5.5 litres per 100 km, but I don't think we'll reach there. I mean, it's quite a challenge.
I think you will get really close to it because this 7-speed gearbox is really efficient. It gets, I mean, it shifts so quickly, and it gets the revs in the power band exactly whenever you step your foot down.
Yeah.
And it complements the car so well. I mean, with this steering
right. It actually feels a lot faster than it should at the driver's seat, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're going at quite reasonable speeds right now. I mean,
it feels good. Even from where I'm seated as a passenger, I don't feel like, you know, when you go fast in cars, you feel a bit scared.
Yeah.
But this car just feels like it's right where it belongs.
Yes, that's right. And it's so easy to point. I mean, being easy to look out of is one thing, but having a nice steering wheel and all that kind of stuff,
it's easy to place on the road.
It's really easy to place on the road. And it's fun. It's actually a fun car. It doesn't feel like
You know what would be really fun? If for some weird reason Volkswagen decides to make the Golf rear-wheel drive.
Yes,
that would be fun.
That's right. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be a bit scary, but it will be fun.
Yes.
But you still can have quite a lot of fun with this car.
Yeah. I mean, who says front-wheel driven cars can't be fun?
Yes.
This is actually very fun.
Exactly. And if you're looking for more power, there's a Golf GTI, there's a Golf R. So, and you still get the same great interior that you have right now.
Just extra power, all-wheel drive, you put your foot down, ample grip. But you know what? That's another story for another time. In this Golf, honestly, it feels comfortable as well from where I'm seated. I mean, you know how it can be really painful being a passenger, especially when you're at the back. It feels, especially when it's overly stiff. It feels like the front wheels is driving and you're dragging the rear along with you. It feels like it's very bumpy, but it just soaks everything up. This just feels really comfortable.
Yes. The car does have some drive modes though, in the form of this button over here. You have Eco, Normal,
Sport and individual. Yes, I see that now.
Like if you go to individual, you can only change the weight of the steering wheel.
Right.
So
there's
now,
dynamic cornering light as well. You can choose Sport or Normal.
Yeah, that's how quick the lights turn at night. It's actually very useful at night.
Especially dark corners and stuff,
dark corners, it just lights it up. Lights your path really quickly. And of course, you have Eco mode, which while you're driving along, you let off the throttle
and it'll coast.
And it will just coast. And I think this is the most, or rather this system in the Volkswagen is the one which is, you know, it's predictable. When you let off the throttle, it coasts. Some systems on the other hand, like Mercedes for example, if you let off the throttle, it doesn't
engine brake.
coast.
Yeah,
it
right,
doesn't
right,
coast.
right,
you
right.
don't know whether it's coasting or not. Like
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah, but this
it
is
only
quite-
coasts sometimes.
Maybe
This-
that's
this-
how you get 5.5 liters per 100.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and
Yeah.
let's be honest, this car will still do very good fuel consumption figures. We are definitely going to do more than 12 if we are very,
Light-footed and stuff.
light-footed, very reasonable.
Not
But
for us, not for us.
Not for us.
Not
yeah.
for us.
We are driving this car like we are driving a GTI. That's
Yeah.
the problem. We have some bendy bits
Bendy
up ahead,
bits.
so we're gonna. Shaz, are
Alright.
you ready, man? So, we are doing very reasonable speeds through this bends right now.
Yep.
And the car doesn't feel unsettled. It's just doing its job
Yep.
as a Golf. And it's nice, it's not like some other cars where it's a bit unpredictable through bends and all that. And the engine sounds really sweet actually.
Yeah.
No pedal shifters though, but honestly you don't really need that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just put it into S, it does the job better
Yep.
than you.
But it feels.
Yeah, I point the steering wheel, it goes where I want it to go.
Yeah.
Slight bit of understeer though, but it's very predictable. It's not understeer that scares you.
Yeah.
It's there
Yeah.
just to tell you, you're a bit
Yes.
pushing a bit too much, but
Yes.
aside from that, no problems at all. Nice steering wheel. Honestly, I prefer this light steering wheel than it's telling me to go. Okay.
Yeah.
I prefer the normal steering wheel. I don't really like sport when it's heavy.
Yes.
You put it in normal, it's nice.
No, but here's the thing. I don't like the whole sport mode thing because it holds the revs
Yeah.
unnecessarily.
Yes.
So you feel like there's a lot of strain on the engine.
Yes, that is right. So you still have the option to shift manually,
manual,
so
yeah.
it's fine. Yes, putting in sport, it does hold the revs a bit high, and then if you put it into D, it shifts a bit too quickly
Yeah.
up the gears. But if you do it manually, you're doing the job.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. So the road is.
It's quite bumpy.
Yeah, you look at
it's
it.
a lot of broken tarmac and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all broken. It's all under construction.
Yeah.
But how's the ride? It's good, right?
It's good. From where I am, it's actually really comfortable.
It is, right?
I don't know how Shaz feel, but front seat it's definitely comfortable. Shaz, how is it? All right.
And the thing is, there's no adaptive dampers or anything like that
Yeah,
in this 1.4 Highline.
Right.
But it's doing the job really well.
Right,
it's nice
right,
and
right, right.
predictable. It doesn't want to crash and dive too much.
Yeah.
And it's very comfortable, which is fantastic. Now the road is smoothened up ahead, and this
Yeah.
is really nice and smooth.
Well, it feels a lot. It actually feels better than
Yeah.
some of the cars I've tested. Actually.
Yeah, other car manufacturers really need to learn a thing or two about how Volkswagen does the Golf. I'm pretty sure they are already. So
Yeah. Well. Okay, as what we do every week, we will have to decide whether or not we will buy, won't buy, or go try the Volkswagen Golf 1.4 Highline. You got the answer ready?
I do have the answer.
All right. In 3, 2, 1,
Go
we'll buy.
try.
Go try?
Go try for me.
Why?
I really like the Golf.
Yep.
It's nice and comfortable. It's all you ever need. But I think I'll go for the Comfort Line. The Comfort Line is, I think, just below $100,000.
Okay.
Yeah. I want a car which does the job.
Yep.
These features are great. But
But it's not something that you'll
Yeah.
need.
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
okay.
It doesn't
Yeah.
spoil the car. It makes things nice for
Yeah.
sure. But I would go for the Comfort Line. It does the job. Fuel consumption and all that. The drive, the engine will be the same.
Yep.
It also will have Apple CarPlay, that system. Everything will be there. The screen will be smaller, but I would go
But
for the
it
Comfort
works
Line.
for you, lah.
That works for me, yeah.
Fine,
That
fair
works for
enough,
me.
fair enough.
And
fair
it's
enough.
a will,
Mine is a will buy for
will
me. Definitely
buy.
will buy. I wouldn't even bother with the Comfort Line because I like all this stuff. The 12.3 inch, the 9.2 inch right here. Sunroof, because you won't get sunroof in the Comfort Line.
Yeah,
and
you
I
won't.
really, really like the sunroof.
Yes.
I like the whole package here. It feels like Volkswagen actually did a really, really in-depth thought through about the whole car and how it should be. Very driver-centric. Just like you, I like how it drives. It's comfortable, it's sporty. Just not the color here. I just don't like the color here. That's all. That's my only complaint.
Yes.
I know it sounds ridiculous, but with everything that you see here, how it feels and how it looks, it's very forgivable that it doesn't have ventilated seats.
Yes.
It's
That is
very
right.
forgivable.
If it
Aircon's
has, yeah.
working great, so I can forgive that.
Yeah.
No wireless charging, that's fine. I can also close one eye for that, but definitely I will buy this car.
Yes, that's right. We'll buy not this color, silver.
Yeah,
silver?
yeah, preferably,
Silver.
preferably. Yeah. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment in the comment box below tell us whether or not you will buy, won't buy, or go try the Volkswagen Golf. And don't forget to hit the bell notification button so that you will be informed every time we upload a new video. So that's our review for 1.4 Golf. Thank you for watching.
See
Till next
you
time.
next time.